I remember how nervous I was on my very first coaching call. After all, that call can make or break your entire client relationship. That's why in this video, we are gonna cover everything you need to prepare, structure, and deliver an amazing first call that's gonna blow your client away. And I will tell you right now, the secret to an amazing first call starts way before you even get on Zoom with a welcome questionnaire. You might be thinking, another thing to do? But stick with me because I do this with every single new client and it's about to become your secret weapon too. Because here's the thing most coaches won't tell you. Being a great coach is not about knowing all the information in the world. It's about knowing how to customize what you know for your client so that your client walks away from your very first call feeling like they've made the best investment ever. Also, don't get distracted by the tech. I just use a simple Google form. What matters are the questions that you ask. Here are some of my favorites. Feel free to use them for yourself. What are your goals for our coaching in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months? What do you think are the current weaknesses in your business? What money stories have you learned from your parents? Now, your questions will be different depending on the specific results that you help your clients achieve. Like if you're a health coach, you're not going to be asking about their business. But if you're anything like me, you might be overthinking this a little bit right now. I have been there. I spent way too long making this way too complicated. All you really have to do is ask yourself, what do I need to know to help my client achieve their goals? That's the first key step, but that's also not all. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I see new coaches make is diving straight into the coaching without really understanding their client's world first. But don't forget, great coaching is about connection. And you want to go into that first call having your client feel like that you get them. That's why this next part is what separates good coaches from great coaches. And I learned the hard way just how crucial this step is. That's why I now always ask, what do you want from me specifically as your coach throughout this process? And what coaching style do you respond to best? Because not all of your clients are going to share your learning style. Personally, I love tough love in my coaching. I just want my coaches to give it to me straight and I am not going to take it personally. Plus, sometimes I can be a little dense, so I appreciate repetition. When I first started coaching, I made the mistake of assuming that all of my clients would feel this way too. Until on one call, a client told me, "You are so mean." Honestly, that really hurt my feelings. But it also helped me realize that a good coach modifies their approach to fit each client. That's why these questions are so important. And you want to make sure that you understand exactly what it is that your client needs. These next questions help me meet my clients exactly where they're at. What do you think will be your biggest obstacles to success? And what do you think are your biggest strengths and weaknesses related to your goal? I love reading my clients' answers to this section because it reveals so much. Are they self-aware enough to identify their weaknesses? How confident are they? Are they humble enough to be open to guidance? The crazy thing is, I've been coaching for over 10 years now, and you would be amazed at how many coaches don't bother to do this. But this is one of those times when putting in the upfront work will pay off huge dividends. So give yourself the time and space to do it right. Have your clients complete their questionnaire at least 2 business days before your call. This way, you'll have time to both review their answers and map out their entire client journey as well as that very first session. When you do this right, you are gonna be so glad that you did. Your clients are gonna feel like they got more value out of one call with you than any of their previous coaching. And bonus, this will also naturally make you a better coach too. Now that you've got your pre-call prep down, let's move on to step 2, how to structure your session so you know what to do when you're actually on the call. I like to think of it as the 3 S's. Because fun story, I was so nervous before my first call that I was going to forget something important that I created this framework to make sure I would not forget. First, share your big takeaways from that welcome questionnaire. This is where that pre-work pays off. Dig deeper on the things that you noticed. Ask clarifying questions and share big insights that you realized. Let's say you're a health coach, for example. Your welcome questionnaire might have asked, what do you typically eat in a day? So you might point out, right away, I'm noticing you are not getting enough protein. So we are gonna add that in right now so that you feel fuller, you're healthier, and you don't feel the need to snack as much. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of the call because you are gonna see your clients' faces light up when they realize you have actually put thought into this and you have real solutions that are gonna be able to help them. Plus, see how this naturally leads into the next S, your strategy, where you're going to present a tentative, results-oriented plan for your coaching journey together. Map out each phase, but keep it high level. You don't want to overwhelm them. Sticking with our health coaching example, month 1, we are doing a sugar cleanse. Month 2, training your body to be more intuitive, and month 3, adding in workouts. Make sure to call out that this is a tentative plan because everyone goes through coaching at their own pace. But doing this upfront does 2 really important things. It helps your client know what to expect, and it addresses that little voice in their head asking, is this really going to work for me? Finally, to build their confidence and excitement even more, you are going to start them with specific actions. What do they need to be doing between right now and your next call? Put actual dates on everything, even if they're tentative, and always end with clear next steps. Every call needs action items. Going back to our health coaching example, that could look like start your sugar cleanse, clean out your pantry, and take your starting measurements. Your clients are going to love this because this is where it's getting real. They're not just dreaming or hoping for that goal anymore. They are getting tangible steps to make it happen. Also, throughout all of this, share why each step matters and address any potential fears that might be coming up based on your own experience and on what you saw in the questionnaire. But if you're not sure what your client might be worried about, put yourself in your client's shoes. You're excited, but also nervous. You've taken a leap of faith and invested the time and money to try the solution. What would help you in that case? You might have noticed something a little different about this approach. What you're technically doing isn't fully coaching. It's what I call Coachsulting. I remember the exact moment I came up with this. I had a client tell me, I love that you tell me what to actually do and you help me figure out things for myself. That's when it hit me. The coaching world was changing, but nobody was really talking about it. You know that feeling when someone just keeps asking you questions, but you're thinking, just tell me what works. Guess what? Your clients feel that way too. That's why Coachsulting is the perfect blend. You're mixing traditional coaching, where you're guiding your client to find their own answers, with consulting, where you're using your experience to tell them the things that they don't need to refigure out on their own. And the results are game-changing. It's the reason why my 5-figure private coaching has been fully booked for years. My clients get faster results because they aren't stuck in trial and error, plus they're learning the skills they need to succeed on their own. It's kind of like that saying about teaching someone to fish, but honestly, why not teach someone how to fish and give them dinner too? That's the beauty of Coachsulting. You're doing both. This is how you stand out, command premium pricing, and help your clients get amazing results. But you know what really took my coaching to the next level? Getting these 3 key logistics pieces dialed in. These will get you on the same page as your clients and help you walk that fine line between coach and service provider. Piece number 1, teaching your clients to be coachable. I had to learn this one the hard way. Early on, I had a client who basically wanted me to do everything for her. Coming from a traditional Asian family in Texas, I was raised to be self-reliant, so it hadn't even occurred to me that anyone else would think differently. Finally, I had to tell her straight up, I am not here to do things for you. I'm here to teach you how to fish. That conversation changed everything, and she went on to build her own multiple 6-figure business, which she has now run for the last 5 or so years. Now I know to make this clear from day one. Coaching is a partnership. Your clients need to understand how to ask good questions, use your support, and most importantly, lead themselves while leveraging your expertise. So help them to help you help them. That's a mouthful. Piece number 2, focusing on systematizing your knowledge. For example, if you're a health coach, this might include your list of foods to avoid or your go-to healthy recipes. Create these as needed before each call, but don't stress about making them fancy. To this day, I still use Google Docs for my coaching content because what matters in coaching is the content. Plus, if you focus on your content now, you will see massive payoff in the future. Once you've created these materials, you will be able to use them for all of your future clients, including your future group program and course clients as well. Fun fact, the Google Docs that I created for my very first clients eventually turned into the material for a $3,000 group program. But it all started with just helping one client at a time and documenting what worked. High five to starting where you are and growing from there. So don't overthink this right now. Just start where you are and create what your clients need. Piece number 3, and this one is so important. Set clear boundaries. New clients often have this fear that they won't get enough support. And new coaches often have the fear that their clients won't be happy unless they're getting a response within the next 1 to 2 seconds. But here's the thing. I have seen way too many coaches burn out promising 24/7 availability. You might think that you're providing amazing service, but all you're really doing is burning yourself out and teaching your client to not think for themselves. Remember, great coaches create clients who outgrow them. So let your client know that you've got their back, but also let them know what to expect. When do you check your client support messages? What's your response time? And what channels should they use to message you? If you're feeling scared to set these boundaries, I hear you. I felt the exact same way in the beginning because people are paying to get that VIP access to you. I remember when I first started setting boundaries, I was terrified to tell my clients that I only check messages once a day. But then something really cool happened. Not only did I stop feeling overwhelmed, but my clients also started getting better results. They were thinking through their questions more, being more strategic with what they asked, and thus able to pull out better responses from me. Plus, I will never forget. A client once told me, "I love your boundaries. They make me feel like you've got my back, while also showing me an actual example that it's possible to have peace of mind in my business too." When you nail these 3 boundaries, teaching your clients to be coachable, creating solid resources, and setting clear boundaries, you're not just being a better coach. You're also building a sustainable business that serves your clients at the highest level while taking care of you as well. And I truly believe that any coach can build a business like this if you are willing to learn the skills and put in the work. But I know it's a pretty big leap from your first client coaching call to a fully profitable, sustainable coaching business. So if you're wanting to start and grow your own coaching business so that you can replace your salary, I've got you. I have absolutely been there. That's why I created a free training to walk you through my proven framework for building a profitable coaching business before you leave your 9-to-5. I created this framework because back when I was working my 9-to-5 and trying to build my coaching business, I couldn't find anyone talking about how to do both without burning out. So I took 2 years of trial and error, figured out what actually works, and since then have used this framework to help over 3,500 people start and grow their own successful coaching business. Even with limited time, even while working full-time, and even if they weren't sure where to start. You can sign up for the training at luisazhou.com/masterclass, and I will pop the link in the description as well. I'll see you there.